Have you ever felt like your legs just don't listen to you anymore? Like you used to walk with confidence but now every step feels shaky, uncertain, maybe even a little scary? At 78, Helen thought that was just part of aging. She had stopped going on walks alone, started sleeping with a cane by the bed, and after one nasty fall in the kitchen, she told herself, maybe I'm just too old for stairs. But the truth? It wasn't age. It was something missing in her body, something that doctors rarely talked about unless there was already a problem. But Helen was lucky. One of her granddaughters, a nurse, urged her to get tested. Just a simple blood test. And that test showed her something she'd never considered. Her vitamin D levels were dangerously low. That one small number explained so much. Her tired legs, her balance issues, the strange muscle cramps at night, and the deep fatigue that never quite went away. Now you might be thinking, vitamin D? Isn't that just for bones? That's what Helen thought too. But there's something most people don't know, especially seniors. Vitamin D isn't just about bone density. It plays a huge role in your muscle strength, your coordination, even your energy. And when it's low, the first signs often show up in the legs. In this video, we're going to talk about exactly why vitamin D is so crucial after 60, especially if you want to keep your independence. We'll look at how it affects your legs, balance, and overall energy. And most importantly, we'll talk about real, simple things you can do, starting today, to give your body what it truly needs. Let's go back to Helen for a moment. When she started taking vitamin D3, along with magnesium as her doctor recommended, she didn't feel anything overnight. No magical transformation. But about 4 weeks in, she noticed something small. Her legs didn't ache as much after walking to the mailbox. By week 6, she was sleeping better, fewer cramps waking her up at night. And by the end of 2 months, she had started using the stairs again, not running up them, but walking without fear. That's the kind of improvement no one talks about. Quiet, gradual, but life-changing. Here's the thing. Many seniors, more than half, have low vitamin D levels and don't know it. Why? Because as we get older, our skin becomes less efficient at making vitamin D from sunlight. We also tend to spend more time indoors. Add to that the fact that most foods don't have much vitamin D unless they're fortified. And it's no wonder so many older adults feel tired, weak, and unsteady. If you've ever had a fall, or even a near fall, those moments where your knee buckled, or your foot didn't quite clear the rug, it's worth asking. Could low vitamin D be part of the problem? The symptoms aren't always obvious. You might feel a little more tired than usual, or have vague leg pain that comes and goes. Maybe it's harder to get out of the chair without using your arms. These signs don't scream deficiency, but together they can quietly steal your independence. That's why today's message is so important. Not because it's flashy, but because it could give you back something you thought was gone for good. Strength, confidence, the ability to move through the world without holding your breath. And here's the best part. It's not too late, not even close. You don't need to be Helen, but you can learn from her. Just like she did, you can take one small step to get curious. Ask your doctor for a vitamin D test. Step into the sun for 15 minutes each morning. Or simply check your supplement label. Does it have D3? Is it paired with magnesium? Even small changes like these can begin to rebuild your strength from the inside out. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt truly steady on your feet? Because the answer to that question might not lie in age. It might just lie in what your body's missing. Helen wasn't the only one surprised by how much better she felt after adding a simple supplement to her routine. Once she told her bridge group about it, 2 of her friends admitted they'd been having similar issues. Martha with her aching thighs that made it hard to climb stairs, and Joan with her constant fatigue. Neither of them had ever thought to ask their doctor about vitamin D. One checkup later, and both found out they were severely deficient. The truth is, so many of us walk around not knowing what we're missing. And the body has a way of sending quiet signals before things get worse. Leg cramps, muscle weakness, general tiredness. They don't always scream vitamin D, but more often than you think, that's exactly what they're trying to tell you. One of the most dangerous consequences of low vitamin D is something most people don't connect at all: falling. We think of falls as something random, slipping on a rug, tripping over a shoe. But your muscles and balance play a bigger role than you might realize. And when your legs are weak, your reflexes are slower, or your bones are more fragile, the risk goes up dramatically. A simple stumble becomes a serious threat. But here's the empowering part. Just by keeping your vitamin D levels in a healthy range, you can cut your fall risk, sometimes by as much as 20% or more. That's huge, because falls aren't just scary, they change lives. I've seen people go from independent to housebound in a matter of days after a bad fall. The injuries heal, but the fear lingers. It doesn't have to be that way. A strong body is your best defense. And vitamin D is one of your most reliable tools. But it works best when you stay consistent. One supplement here and there won't do much. It's the daily habit, the routine, the steady support that creates change over time. That's why Helen stuck with it, even after she started feeling better. She didn't want to risk going backward. She knew how it felt to lose her footing, both physically and emotionally, and she wasn't going back there. Another piece of the puzzle is magnesium. It doesn't get as much attention, but it's just as important. Your body needs magnesium to use vitamin D effectively. Without enough of it, your vitamin D supplement might not do its full job. Unfortunately, many seniors are low in magnesium too, partly because of medications, partly because we don't get as much of it from food as we used to. The good news? Magnesium is found in a lot of delicious, healthy foods. Leafy greens like spinach, nuts like almonds and cashews, seeds like pumpkin and sunflower. Even a small serving a day can support your vitamin D and help your muscles feel more relaxed and less prone to cramping. Now, some people worry about taking too many pills or starting a supplement without their doctor's input, and that's a smart concern. Always talk with your healthcare provider before starting anything new. A quick blood test can tell you where your vitamin D levels are right now, and from there, your doctor can recommend the right dose for your body and your lifestyle. And don't let the word supplement make it feel like a big deal. For Helen, it was a tiny pill with breakfast. That's it. Not a burden, not a chore, just one more way to support the life she wanted to keep living. What I love most about stories like Helen's is that they remind us we're not powerless. Yes, our bodies change as we age. Yes, we face new challenges. But every day is a chance to care for ourselves in a way that honors how far we've come and how much we still want to do. Your legs carry you through life. They support you through every walk, every trip to the grocery store, every hug from a grandchild. Taking care of them isn't vanity, it's freedom, and sometimes all they need is the right fuel to stay strong. So what can you do starting today? Maybe you open the blinds and let the sun hit your skin for a few quiet moments. Maybe you add a serving of salmon or mushrooms to your dinner plate. Maybe you ask your doctor to check your vitamin D at your next appointment. And maybe, just maybe, you start noticing that you feel a little stronger, a little steadier, a little more like you. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Most people start noticing improvements within 2 to 3 months of consistent vitamin D support. Less fatigue, fewer leg cramps, better balance, and maybe even a bit more confidence to take that walk, climb those stairs, or dance in the kitchen again. And if you've already been doing all the right things but still feel like something's off, don't ignore that whisper. Your body is wise. It knows when something's missing. And thankfully, in this case, the fix is gentle, natural, and incredibly effective. Let me say this again. Aging doesn't have to mean losing your strength, your energy, or your independence. Your body still wants to support you. You just have to give it what it needs. Helen once said something that stuck with me. I didn't realize how much I'd given up until I started getting it back. She wasn't talking about climbing mountains or running marathons. She was talking about standing up without wobbling, walking across a parking lot without gripping the cart like a lifeline, feeling steady enough to reach for the top shelf or step into the bathtub without that flash of fear. We often don't notice what we're losing until it's almost gone. Strength, balance, confidence. The little freedoms that once felt automatic slowly start slipping away, until one day something as simple as a supplement starts giving them back. That's the power of small steps. And here's the truth. You don't have to overhaul your life to feel better. You don't need a gym membership or a dozen new medications. Sometimes it starts with 5 minutes of sunlight on your skin in the morning, a handful of almonds with lunch, a short chat with your doctor about vitamin D3 and magnesium. The kinds of choices that feel small but add up to something beautiful. A body that works with you, not against you. And while we're on that path together, I want you to hear this loud and clear. You are not too old to feel strong. You are not too late to feel steady. Your story didn't stop just because the calendar turned another year. There are still memories to make, places to go, laughter to share, and your health, your legs, your balance, your energy is the foundation for all of it. The amazing thing is, the body is so forgiving. It's been working hard for decades. If you give it even a little bit of what it needs, consistently, it often responds with more vitality than you expected. So if you've been feeling weak, tired, or unsure on your feet, don't brush it off. Don't tell yourself it's just aging. Aging isn't a sentence, it's a season. And every season can be lived fully if we listen to what our bodies are trying to say. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to thank you for giving yourself this time. That tells me something about you. You care. You're curious. You want to stay informed and empowered. And that matters more than any supplement on the shelf. And if something in this story, Helen's journey, the science, the gentle reminder that change is possible, spoke to you today, don't let it end here. Tap that like button so we know this kind of content helps. It takes only a second, but it lets YouTube know you'd like to see more videos that support your health and spirit. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. Not for us, for you. This channel is your space. A space where aging isn't something to fear, but something to live through, wisely, boldly, and with joy. We're building a community of people who believe in growing stronger, not just older. In the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever had a vitamin D test? Do you struggle with balance or muscle cramps? Or maybe you've tried a routine that worked wonders for your energy. Share it. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Because in the end, what really changes lives isn't just information, it's connection, stories, encouragement, and the quiet reminder that we're in this together. So here's to stronger steps, to steadier days, to letting the light in, both on our skin and in our hearts. Here's to living your best life at any age. We'll see you in the next video.